Hello, everyone. Welcome to another DCU Daily. We are here. We are queer. Get used to it? Sure, maybe. But we have a ton of stuff to talk about today. Lovely. Let's get those people in that chat because we wanna hear from you. We want to see you. But we have quite a bit today in regards to at least the news, at very least the news. We got more Jimmy Kimmel talk. We're going to be talking about The Social Network Part 2. Has a title, has a cast, and we know a little bit about it. And then a little bit of MCU Weekly. And then, of course, we have yet another hot take debate to end the week. And then a ton of quick hits. And then, of course, DCU Daily. And then a bit of a Q&A session with your comments you've left after the fact. So we're going to be getting into that. But, and then after this show, we will be heading over to Fancast Friday. We're going to be, having a little bit of a discussion on who Adam Driver would be in the DCU to Elite Eazy-E's chagrin. So all of that and more, let's get into this wonderful, wonderful show with Ryan Gosling telling us how enough we are.
It doesn't seem to matter what I do. I'm always number two.
All right, mister, I need to paint my abs on to get nominated. You don't see Robert Downey doing that.
You're kidding. You're kidding. I can't open the envelope without the...
Warner Brothers is heading back into the Matrix with a new movie in the works.
Wonder what other surprises are in store.
I want to be Bruce Wayne.
I like that. You're gonna love me.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see
Right there.
You look ridiculous.
Well, not no more, he don't.
What, dude? I can barely understand you. Your accent's insane.
What the needs now?
Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh my God, guys. I'm John. Very nice to see all of you. Welcome to the news portion of the show. Nice to see some regulars piling in. Nice to see some new people piling in. But remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. And if you're not, do it anyway, because we appreciate that. But I'm not alone today. But someone that's been sorely missing from this wonderful show, and that's a Lizz. Lizz is
hello.
back.
Oh.
Lizz, how are you doing on this wonderful Friday? End of the week.
End
Are
of
you
the
happy
week.
that it's the end of the week and we're getting into the weekend?
Yes. You're sounding very Christopher Walken this evening, and I am here for it. Hi, everybody. I missed y'all, you beautiful people. But yes, Friday is upon us. John and Dan and Fiona, I get to see all of you guys tomorrow. I'm very excited. We're having a little mini reunion for Fiona's birthday. Woohoo! Everybody say happy birthday to Fiona. And yeah, let's get this party started.
Yeah, well, let's get this party started about the I wouldn't say greatness, but good defending nature of your boy Jimmy Kimmel. But apparently there was there's this whole controversy with talking about it for the entire week. Pretty much,
it's a big
Jimmy
deal.
Kimmel somehow Jimmy Kimmel returned. And there was some, even with the return, the grandiose return, there was a bit of controversy with that. And with all of that, Jimmy Kimmel's when it came to his show, there was the whole everything, but there was the controversy with Sinclair and Nexstar who refused
Cowards.
to bend their knee to Jimmy Kimmel, saying that we're not going to air your show.
No,
However,
it's not bending the knee. It's pure unadulterated censorship. They're cowards.
Yeah.
They're pathetic. And it wasn't until the almighty dollar became affected that they turned tail. It's oh, okay, we'll bring him back, because nobody backed them up on their decision. So
yeah, because you're like,
pathetic. Y'all are pathetic.
You're dumb. So yeah, so now they're working with working with Disney, and there's productive talks with ABC and Disney, And now they're trying to get back in their good graces, saying our objective throughout this process has been to ensure that programming remains accurate and engaging for the widest possible audience. Take seriously our responsibility as local broadcasters to provide programming that serves the interest of our communities while also honoring our obligations to air national network programming. Yeah, sure, that's what you say. But
Give me a break. Cowards.
Yeah, pretty much.
And hypocrites.
But yeah, I just it kind of makes sense with everything going on, and it just goes to show that boycott, quote unquote, is literally means fucking nothing. So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying once their bottom line is affected, it's amazing how quickly their values change. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, your amazing values mean nothing. Your boos mean nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer.
Right.
But but yeah, I think that this is just a very weird, I would say weird, but like it's just like such
predictable.
a fucking
it's not weird.
strange situation.
It's predictable capitalist bullshit.
No, I know it is. I know it is. And I'm not saying it's just like I'm not talking about this. I'm just talking about this whole situation is just like bizarre to me. It's just like it's all bizarre. Fascism.
And the problem,
maybe, but like I don't know. It's just
shocking.
Like,
yeah.
It's
not
so
even
bizarre.
shocking. The truth of the matter is, this is just the tip of the iceberg. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get crazier. Why? Let's not get political, but this administration wants distractions, and they're going to create one every single day.
Yeah, because we want that Epstein list, and we're never going to forget that Epstein list, guys.
No, we are not. No, we are not. And I hope the victims follow through with what they were saying, and they release their own goddamn list, because fuck you guys. But again, this is not going to be the last time we have discussions like this, that things like this happen. Heaven help us. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
All I can say.
But now we have a couple people in the chat. Emo Nerd Girl and Marco Ramos in the chat. We featured I don't know if you saw it, but we featured a hot take of yours yesterday. But yeah, so this whole situation is just a strange one.
Keep taking your dollars away from these motherfuckers.
But anyway, we still have more to talk about
get done.
In regards to this. I mean, this is pretty much cut and dry. It's just, Nexstar and Sinclair were like, oh, we're not going to air you. And then, this was the biggest late night show. And, our boy Kimmel fucking torched them.
How that happened.
Every right. And now
Christ,
they're bringing it back. Very simple. Your boos mean nothing. But more to talk about here. The Directors Guild, which now, by the way, has your boy Sir Christopher Nolan as the president of said guild. They have created an email address for members to contact if they feel their creative freedoms are at risk, and they urge members to report any instances of censorship. Will this amount to anything?
Yeah,
probably not, but no, I would hope so.
I think the game here now is if they build up enough, it turns into a class action lawsuit. And that is the only thing that these mofos seem to understand. Right. So you want to go ahead and trounce on our First Amendment rights. You want to go ahead and fuck around. You're going to find out. Everyone knows that's what America is best at, suing the pants off motherfuckers. And I think this is what the preparation is going to be leading up to. They're saying, let's document it. Let's put it on the books. Let's create a paper trail, because at one point or another, we're going to have to fight back with these mofos, and let's do it legally where we cannot be denied and we will not be,
well, that's if the justice system allows it, because,
it will.
There's a lot of people corrupt and in pockets of other people.
Yes, but they have been pretty good. But they have been pretty good as far as following the Constitution and the letter of the law when it comes to shit like this. They don't. I mean, look at some of the court cases that have been thrown out. along those lines. So yeah. Hi, M2G. Really nice to see you too. Yeah, I think they're really gearing up to, like I said, create a paper trail. Let's put everything on, on the books. Let's log it all. And again, fuck around and find out. That's what's going on here.
Yeah. I think so. I mean, here's the thing. I want to remain hopeful. That's what our boy Superman would say. But, I'm very skivvy in regards to this,
That's fair.
I think
Well, again, things are only going to get worse. So you have every reason to be.
yeah. But yeah, I think this is just a very strange situation, which we still have more to talk about, but this is definitely a step in the right direction in regards to connecting to the whole Jimmy Kimmel thing. But so there's a whole bunch of things. It's just the whole idea of any publicity is good publicity. It's the Barbra Streisand effect. Nobody would have cared if you said nothing, but the fact that your fucking loud flapping gums keep talking about this, you might single-handedly resurrect the late night spectrum because you are unable to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Well, and listen,
Dan and I were talking about that the other day, how honestly with these numbers, they might do something that he doesn't want to happen.
But listen, we're not talking about upstarts. We're not talking about brand new talent. We're not talking about new to the scene. Jimmy Kimmel has been on air for over 20 years. Stephen Colbert has been on the air for over 20 years. South Park has been on the air for over 20 years. They have millions of dollars behind them. They have staff, they have fans, they have support, they have writers, they have Hollywood behind them. All they need to do is join forces, and they're going to fuck some serious shit up, and they're already talking about doing that. So yeah, go ahead, do your worst. They're going to come out on top anyway, because at the end of the day, the people who are on the right side of history are behind them and will support them, and they will be successful in any of their future endeavors. The whole thing is laughable to me. It's just laughable because I genuinely think they do not recognize who the fuck they're dealing with, because they're that ignorant and they're that boring, frankly, that they're not in tune to what the rest of us already fucking know. So I'm looking forward to all of it. Let's fuck some shit up, gang.
Yeah, let's go Red Dawn on their asses, just full on.
Let's go for it.
But kidding aside, our lawyers are telling us we have to say that that's a joke.
Yeah.
But
this is purely satirical. We are not a news organization. We do not provide any type of information or
right.
Or,
but I think it's just a very bizarre situation, which has some ire from certain people of ours that are watching. But it's neither here nor there, and we'll keep talking about this as long as it gets publicity,
because it's gonna keep getting publicity. Like I said, we are just at the tip of the iceberg, gang.
Pretty much, and we'll see if this is still worthy to talk about. But we're on to the next thing, a little bit easier stuff to talk about. The next thing we have to talk about is a reckoning, but not Gotham's reckoning. But we are talking about a social reckoning, because The Social Network Part 2 has its new title, The Social Reckoning, and a 2026 fall release date. So the Aaron Sorkin written film, and also now he's taken over directing from David Fincher, who's off filming The Adventures of Cliff Booth right now. Aaron Sorkin is taking over directorial duties, and it's going to star Mikey Madison, Jeremy Allen White, and Jeremy Strong. And Jeremy Strong is really good at playing real life assholes, so they're going to get him for this one.
It's a weird casting choice, though, because he looks absolutely nothing like Zuck.
Well,
I mean,
fair,
I don't doubt his
looks
talent.
Like a human being anyway, so
he is good at playing a piece of shit. I think he would probably be better served to play like a Steve Jobs or an Elon Musk. Not that I'm putting them in the same category. I'm just talking about like billionaire status. I don't see him playing Zuck, but listen, I loved The Social Network. I love anything Aaron Sorkin touches, so I'll be seeing it, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I remember going to see the first Social Network. At the time, I didn't get it. I was like 13 years old when I saw it. I'm just like, oh, this kind of looks interesting. Oh, I know Facebook. And so I was like, all right, so I'll go watch this." And I watch it and I didn't get it, but now I've come to appreciate it. Um, I think this definitely seems interesting. I'm curious how I know Aaron Sorkin has directed a couple things, but not a ton. So I'm curious how he does like from directing something this big at least.
Yeah.
So I think yeah, this is definitely I mean, Jeremy Allen White's a piece of shit, but I still like him as an actor. Mikey Madison has a face for radio, but I mean,
Whoa. Whoa.
I mean, I just think she's a little overrated
You're
right now, especially with
the gals that you are and are not attracted to always surprise me every single week. I don't know why, but they really do. They really do. I cannot figure you out, John. And I'm
I
not
have a
saying that's a bad thing
refined
necessarily.
taste in the
Just think
ladies and
I
in the
don't know.
men.
I don't know that I agree with you there, but okay. Hey, to each their own.
I'm not just saying that because I hate Scream 5. I'm just saying, I just she's fine.
You
She's
do
a
happen to
perfectly
bring
fine
it up
actress.
though every time.
I'm just saying. Like, I'm sure she like gave like the greatest performance in all of existence in fucking Honora, because that's everyone fucking beat off to that movie for like 6 months when that fucking came out.
Don't get me
Literally
going.
and figuratively beating that movie off.
Don't
So,
get me going. Well, listen, it still was sexier than fucking Baby Girl. I will give it that much.
That's a
Oscar worthy?
low bar.
Absolutely
That's
not.
a low bar.
Absolutely not Oscar worthy. Not at all. But go
I'm
ahead.
pretty sure that like Randy from fucking South Park draining his fat balls in that episode of South Park was sexier than Baby Girl. But that's
It's fair actually.
But yeah, Social Network Part 2, but this isn't the only Social Network Part 2 stuff we're going to be talking about, even though I know
Just for your reference, John, if I am reading this correctly from my Google search, Aaron Sorkin has directed Molly's Game, The Trial of the Chicago 7, and Being the Ricardos. So that's pretty fucking good.
Okay, so that's good. I have not seen any of those movies. I was just saying from my point of view, I have not seen anything he's directed. So I'm curious how he'll do with this.
Quite good.
I've
And the fact
heard
that all
Molly's
three
Game
of those
is
is
good. I heard
no, but the
Being
fact that all three of them are
Ricardos-
based on true stories, that's what Aaron does best. So
I mean, that's what Martin Scorsese does. He exclusively either does book adaptations or biopics or both.
yeah, but
so
we're not. Yeah.
So Social Network 2, now The Social Reckoning, Jeremy Strong officially stars Mark Zuckerberg. This is kind of like a quick list. It's going to be in theaters October 9th of next year. And it's going to star Jeremy Allen White in an undisclosed role, Mikey Madison in an undisclosed role, and your boy, your favorite angry Irishman, Bill Burr might star in it, which now
Met
I
him,
gotta
lovely
see.
man.
Now
Met
I
him.
gotta say it.
He's a lovely man.
I've seen him I saw his stand-up when he was doing it at
I hope he's playing
Foxwoods.
himself and they just cut to like his stand-up where all he does is talk mad shit about Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook. That would be fucking hilarious.
That would be great. Like, I wouldn't mind it, but it doesn't say who I think it's under wraps. I think it's just like he's in consideration at this point. I don't think it's official who he would be or who he is yet, because it just says in talks. The other two articles say he was official, like this. The Threads and the Hollywood Report, other Hollywood Reporter articles say he's in the cast. Like this one, it says right here that it's going to star Bill Burr, but this one says he's in talks. So this was from yesterday. And this was from today. So maybe he was officially cast. I'm not sure. I think this says anything, but it's definitely interesting. But this was, the first movie was all about Facebook, creating thing known as Facebook, and then now it's about the new feature will focus on how the company's own reporting pointed to the negative effects that social media was having on kids and teens, how it knew misinformation was proliferating and causing violence, and how it contributed to the violent insurrection on January 6th. So we'll see how that I wonder if they're gonna get into like the whole idea of like stealing your data, selling it on the black market, and peeking into your camera roll.
Yeah,
Where
I would
you,
imagine it's because they're saying it's 17 years after. I would imagine it's probably like the first time he has to sit before Congress when shit really started to pop off. But we'll see.
We'll see. I'm relatively excited for it. Now that it has Bill Burr, like if it has Bill Burr, you know, the only thing I won't see him in is like fucking King of Staten Island. But that's my hatred of Pete Davidson outweighs my
I
liking
haven't
of
seen
Bill
that
Burr.
film yet. Maybe I'll add it to the list.
But also in addition to the fact it was one of those movies that my sisters wouldn't shut the fuck up about, so I'm like, okay, now I'm not seeing it out of spite. So you're welcome.
That makes me so happy when you do that shit. You're like, just
That's
nope.
why I refuse to see K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm not saying that.
I know.
My friend called me a
will probably be watching
dumbass,
this
and I'm
week.
like, okay, cool. Now I'm never gonna fucking watch it. So
I will
eat a
probably
dick.
be seeing it this week. I'll let you know.
But now we're getting into the MCU Weekly side of things, and one of my favorite modern directors had something to say about Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom, and it's not great. So Iron Man 3 director, very controversial director, but Shane Black, who also directed classics like Nice Guys and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, he thinks that Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom will single-handedly reinvigorate the genre, not, you know, the Superman movie that was beloved and got shit tons of money. No, not that thing, but desperate attempt for Marvel to reignite past failures. Yeah, that'll bring the genre back to its glory days. Okay. Interesting take. Stupid one, but you know. Yes. It is I mean, this is where we want to, you know, have our live shows, but you know, Dan, he's a little bit of a late bloomer, so we usually end up going to 10 or 11 at night. But, you know, we try. Batman vs Superman kind of ruined Jesse Eisenberg's career for a while when it didn't perform. Yeah, I mean a little bit, but now he's pretty much back. He was in an Oscar-winning movie, so like, you know, I think he's back.
I think he'll be all right.
I think he'll be fine. So also hello Mario Faith Warrior, nice to see you. But yeah, so Shane Black had this to say. I think he's going to single-handedly reinvigorate the entire comic book movie industry with that. I mean, it seemed like at first a cynical idea. I mean, it still is. You know, oh, let's just go back to the well of the one guy that seems to always save us, but it's going to work. It's really going to work. Yeah, sure. Okay. And yeah, Tom Cruise also said that The Flash was the greatest comic book movie ever made, and look how that turned out. And he's brought to it. I'm not at liberty to say anything, not that I know. I'm thrilled because I'm first in line to see that. I haven't seen all the Marvel movies. I'll see that one first. Okay. You know, like, hey, sometimes your heroes, they have like, you know, I love my boy Mike Flanagan. I love Mike Flanagan. The man touches gold, but like he also said, The Beach House from 2019 was one of the greatest things he's ever seen, and I thought that was a tremendous pile of horse dung. So, you know, we can disagree, and I think this is just desperation.
And we will.
We have said many a times, this is desperation from Marvel at its finest and trying to reignite the glory days, but let's see if that actually pans out. Bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it turns out. If you know, you know. Anyway, but that is the only MCU Weekly story that we have for you today. But we are gonna just move right on along to your favorite new part of the show is hot take debates. We're gonna take your hot takes and we're gonna tear them down, or maybe agree with you. I agreed with a couple yesterday, and this was the last wisps of the post that was from a couple days ago. So we'll make a new one, and then everyone can, you know, say your hot takes. So let's really get the party started. This is Lizz's first hot take debate, so we'll see if you agree with any of these. I picked out your some of your little hot takes, and we'll get to them. JB has a lot of them. He like posted like 500 of them in that post, so it's like,
Go
all
ahead,
right, we have
JB.
plenty.
Damn.
So he posts like at least like 20 to 25 of them in like a 40 comment post. So you know, but let's get to the first hot take And that is I don't know why that's strange. Anyway, but Anthony Manzano 3551 said Zack Snyder's Justice League was the most overhyped and overrated movie ever. It wasn't as good as the Snyder Bros thought it was going to be. Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, I liked it better than the Joss Whedon version, but it also didn't need
that's
to
not
be
saying
4
much.
fucking hours long. It ruined Christmas for my family, but I mean, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I here's the thing. This is just one of those things where it's like I agree, but at the same time, I don't. It's to me, it's like the best out of the three. Like out of the three movies that Zack Snyder gave us for the DCEU. Yes. I don't know why the font got fucked up. Anyway, like whatever, it's fine.
Solar
But
flares. It's the solar flares.
yeah, it's 100% the solar flares. Okay.
You don't know.
But yeah, no, so as Anthony, thank you for that hot take debate, and apologies for the font issues. But anyway, moving on to the next one. JB, I'm sure Liz has a lot to say about this one. Pedro Pascal is replaceable as the Mandalorian. Spelled wrong. It's not him under the helmet anyway. Liz, what are your thoughts on this? Because I know you're a Pedro Pascal fan.
I totally get what you're saying. I mean, I pretty much assume that it's just his voiceover, and they've got somebody else in the suit the majority of the time anyway. Somebody else had made a comment. I don't know if you guys had talked about it on the show. Actually, it was fucking Pete Davidson made a comment that Walton Goggins is the new Pedro Pascal. So like pretty soon we're gonna get tired of seeing him everywhere too. So I mean, if I understand if people are getting sick of seeing Pedro, but I like the man in the show. I like the show. I mean, I get where you're coming from. I disagree, but that's fine. So okay.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of see I agree. I kind of see what you're saying. It's not exactly like the best, like, not exactly the best thing ever, but like, I could see it. I could see it, but I think what he has done for that role is pretty good, but it was just kind of funny. Like, he was this cool Mandalorian, and then they just take off the helmet, and he's just like floppy haired, mustachioed, regular looking dude. Like, nothing against Pedro Pascal, because as we all know, Pedro Pascal is daddy, but like, I just think that's like, it's just like the most normal looking dude. And I don't know, I just found that to be kind of amusing. But next up, we have another JB take. Hawaiian pizza is top tier. Everyone says they hate it, but it's one of the first ones to run out at a pizza party or buffet. I don't know what pizza parties you're going to.
Yeah, I'm not.
But frankly, please don't invite me to them, because if these are the ones that are going through first, then I don't want to be invited. And this is simply and utterly wrong. I view myself as an American, but my heritage is Italian. And this is when like the Italian side of me just really comes out and makes you just makes me want to do illegal things that I can't say on stream to you right now. So yeah, I'm just gonna quit it here and just say you are objectively wrong. But moving on to the last one. I think Liz is gonna agree with this one, but JB also saying Star Trek is better than Star Wars.
Yeah, 100%.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. As far as story, as far as character development, as far as world building,
as far as quantity.
As far as quantity, sure, but it's quality for as well. And everything makes sense. They don't just throw shit in and then like, yes, they have gone multiverse, they have gone multidimensional, they have gone multi-planet, multi-world, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, Star Wars, at the end of the day, they started adding characters just so that they could sell toys. Star Trek has never been about that. So, yep, 100%.
I think Star Wars. Well, the thing is with Star Wars, a lot of people think it's like sci-fi when it's really not. It's fantasy. It's a fantasy. It's a fantasy franchise, but people are like, oh, because it's like technology. No, it's fantasy, and that's why like that's it. Like I think the only reason it gets compared is because Star is in the title. Like, oh, this one is about a
Yeah, that's
journey. This
fair.
one is
Well,
about a
and
war.
they've had a run of about the same, you know. So Star Trek started in the 1960s, Star Wars started in the 1970s. So it's just
And
the
they
two of them
did
have always kind of gone together.
and they did kind of help each other. I mean, George Lucas was partially inspired by Star Trek to create Star Wars, and Star Wars success caused Gene Roddenberry to go back to Star Trek and start making the movies. So,
Right.
motion picture was inspired by Star Wars. So it was like, even though you have like both fandoms like duking it out on which one's better, the creators were like, "Hey, I like your thing. Hey, I like your thing. Let's make our things better." So that's
Right.
kind of what it was. And it's kind of that's kind of nice. But like Star Trek, I feel I haven't seen everything. Like I've seen mainly the movies, and I've seen a couple episodes of some of the shows. But for the most part, I would say Star Trek is probably better. But it's all up to what you enjoy at this point. I don't think there's an objective take in regards to this. It's just like Star Trek is more like the thinking man's show. Well, Star Wars is more entertainment and more geared towards kids, but I still think both have their qualities and both have you know, these look like yes, the JB 1138. He said unto us, Star Trek is better than Star Wars. Yes, thank you. Also, hello, Hosea. Very nice to see you. Have you seen the Star Trek cartoon? No, I haven't. I've heard it's which one? There's many.
Oh, are you talking about the Upper Decks or is it Upper Decks?
Lower Decks,
Lower Decks.
Prodigy.
Thank you.
Technically, the original one back in the 70s when they like continued it as an animated series. But yeah. But that's it.
Lower Decks is great.
But that's what's your favorite Star Trek show, Liz?
Oh, that's my diehard series. I love I'm a TNG all day long.
I have not seen that one. No.
TNG is the greatest. It has the greatest actors. It's got the greatest like world development, character development. I would say Enterprise next, only because DS9 got a little fucking hokey towards the end there, gang. Talk about the power rates. You know what I'm talking about.
To be fair, TNG got hokey towards the end too. I mean, they all got kind of hokey towards the end.
Listen, TNG's allowed. Then the OG, the original series. I've never been a big Voyager fan, never been a huge Discovery person. But yeah, love it. And I love all of the movies too. Everybody talks about Wrath of Khan as the GOAT, but I don't, and people have a problem with Star Trek 4 with the whales. I do not love that one.
I mean,
too.
I feel like I think
good.
Here's the thing. I think most people go towards 2 and 4. Like they usually like a lot of people.
No one likes 4. Everybody gives 4 a bunch of shit because it's about the whales.
Really? That's the one I always thought that a lot of people liked. That was the one that
people are not kind. They're not kind to 3, they're not kind to 4, but that's okay. Wrath of Khan is still the GOAT for show.
But yeah, what I remember as a kid from what little Star Trek I've seen, and what I remember watching as a kid is like the motion picture. A lot of people say it's slow and terrible. That Wrath of Khan is way better. Search for Spock is like weird, hokey, and awkward.
It's
Christopher Lloyd is good. Voyage Home was
I thought Allen's like, in that one as well. So
for years, I always thought Voyage Home was like considered the best one.
No, everybody hates it. Well, I mean, what is happening with my hair? Sorry, I'm trying to figure it out in the camera.
And then there's 5, which everyone also fucking hates because it's genuinely like objectively terrible. And then you have Undiscovered Country, which is considered underrated by most, like a lot, because Nicholas Meyer came back from Wrath of Khan, so a lot of people consider that to be one of the better ones. And then everyone hates all of the Next Generation movies except maybe First Contact.
I don't hate them. I like Generations. I don't hate them. But I'm extremely biased. And I've also met almost all of the cast in TNG, so still going to be really biased there. But I've also met William Shatner. So yeah. And George Takei.
The one with Kirk dies is Star Trek Generations, which the ire of fans still remains to this day.
They had to do it. Because here's the thing, William Shatner recognizes that it can't be all about him and his character, and Star Trek was like, yeah, we're not gonna Robert Downey Jr. William Shatner. If they did, motherfucker would still be showing up in things. So they did the right thing. They
To
killed
be
him off
fair,
at the
he
right
always kind of
time.
hated Star Trek anyway, so you know.
Well, he still makes appearances at Comic-Con. He still talks about it.
Well, yeah,
So-
get a life. Get a life. Nemesis. Tom Hardy as evil Picard, from what I
Yeah.
But anyway, things could always get worse. Star Trek Picard, anybody? Whoops-a-daisies.
Hey, the first season was good.
I've heard like it was pretty much the first 2 seasons are worse than horse dung, and then the third one is like, all right, this is fine.
No, they're okay. They're okay for what they are. Leave it
Although
alone.
Marco Ramos saying Generation had a rushed script, I could
Yeah, that's
believe
fair. That's fair.
But now we move on to something a little bit quicker, and the takes are no longer hot, but in fact, the hits are quick. Let's get into quick hits, guys. Let's get into those quick hits. So,
I was gonna say, where's my two?
and next up, we got WWE superstar Drew McIntyre cast in Chad Stahelski's Highlander as Henry Cavill's brother. So apparently,
Here's what I want to know: when the shit are they gonna start making this movie? Jesus Christ!
we're
It's like
making
every
it.
other month. Oh, we added this guy. Oh, wait, what? Make the movie already! Hot
Oh, they started
damn.
filming. Here's the thing: they
How
started filming,
people
and then
record
Henry
this
Cavill
still?
broke his ankle, so now production's on hold.
Oh, for Christ! I mean, I don't know who the shit this guy is, but I would believe him as Henry Cavill's brother. So cool, good for him.
Yeah, cool. I'm sure Dan would have a lot to say about this if he was here, because you know the boy loves his wrestling.
He sure
But
does.
I have nothing to say, but he looks cool. Anyway, the 10 highest rated Leonardo DiCaprio
I don't agree with
films
this list at all, but okay.
on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, yeah, why is Catch Me If You Can so fucking high?
Fucking thank you, John. Thank
Like,
you.
I like Catch Me If You Can. It's good.
Thank
It's a very
you.
good movie, but 96.
And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is the worst. Are you please? Because he's in it. He's not in it as much as the others. Maybe give me a break. You guys are stupid.
I'm mad. I'm kind of mad that Titanic is that high.
Who the
you know?
shit made this list is what I want to know. Morons.
People on Letterboxd, like the
These
critics.
are these are the same people that they ask for like their opinions for the Family Feud answers. These are the same dopes that they get off. The
No, I'm
street.
pretty sure these are critic ratings for
Well, fuck that.
this.
I never
But yeah,
looked
The
at critics.
Departed should be at 100, and then fuck everything else. That's what I think.
They're stupid. No, Gilbert Grape should be.
I've heard Gilbert Grape is very good. Like,
I mean, even
to
Killers
this day, even to this day, people on the spectrum say that performance was like so good that for
Yeah.
years they thought that main actor was before Leo became huge, that main actor was actually autistic. So
Yeah.
it goes to show how talented he was way back when. Have you seen This Boy's Life with De Niro? Pretty good. I have not seen it. And I've never seen The Aviator. I've heard it's like
I've
3.5
not seen it
hours
either.
long. So
Yeah,
you know.
I've not seen it either.
Anyway, but kind of
I've
a dope
seen literally
list, but
everything but. The
this is why Rotten Tomatoes sucks, everybody.
It's true.
Anyway,
They're also
but I'm
they're
still,
asking the wrong people.
but I'm still intrigued for one battle after another. I'm still intrigued.
Oh, I cannot wait.
But next up, The Diplomat ups Allison Janney, Bradley Whitford to series regulars for a series 4. Was this one of the shows you watched on your break, Liz, or did you pass
Nope.
this by?
Nope, didn't even make the list. Didn't even know they were on it. But I mean, it's fun. It's a little West Wing reunion, so good for them.
Yeah, I didn't know Allison Janney was on the West Wing.
Dude, hell yeah, she played the freaking press secretary, bro. She was.
I never fucking watched the West
You
Wing.
fucking should, cause it's the best.
I know my sister fucking watched it, but like, I have so
John,
many shows to
John,
watch.
it
Like,
is so
I have
good.
so many shows to watch
Again,
that are on
another
currently.
Aaron
I can't
Sorkin,
go back.
Another Aaron Sorkin fucking masterpiece. You need to see it. It is a masterclass of acting. It is a masterclass of writing. It is so goddamn brilliant. The West Wing is the fucking goat of all goats.
Although Rebel Fuentes, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, they're saying they love The Diplomat, so
That's
I'm
great.
sure it's a great show.
Cool.
But next up, Monopoly. Trio of producers pass go in contest to make Netflix game show based on the board game. Unless this ends with a total and literal bloodbath,
No.
it's not going to be accurate.
Wrong, John. Wrong. This movie or whatever it is, show, what have you, it can't end. That's the way they stop it is when people stop watching. Like it's gonna go for so long that people just leave the theater or unsubscribe. That's how it has to go, because as we all know, the board game Monopoly never ends. So that's the only way I will accept
monopolies in my day. So
that's the only way I will. It's gonna have to go for 100 years at least.
But yeah. So if you wanted a Monopoly game adaptation in the form of a game show, then sure. Deadline understands that 3 companies are vying for the right to produce the show as the part of a large-scale bake-off. The bake-off was the talk of the Unscripted Town earlier this summer, with around 50 companies understood to have submitted creative ideas for the adaptation, with around 30 pre-approved. Yeah, this sounds fucking stupid. Let's move on.
Yeah, I'm annoyed already.
Xbox handhelds will be more expensive than you thought. The ROG Xbox Ally and the ROG Xbox Ally X launch on October 16th for the low price of $601,000. Bro, you could just build a PC for that money. Like,
how much is the Switch?
I think they're like 600.
Like 3? Aren't they like, okay.
I thought no, they're like $450 or $500. I think somewhere around there. But yeah, you can get like
$500. Okay.
You can literally build a PC for that amount of money. Like, if you're
I
like,
mean,
with a budget.
tariffs and whatnot, that's what everybody's going to use as the excuse right now. So,
yeah, kind of like how everyone was like, "Oh, COVID, all the egg, like the chickens are dying because of like COVID stuff," and realized, they just artificially price hiked everything for eggs. So, Anyway, Electronic Arts in talks to go private in nearly $50 billion deal. So publicly traded video game giant Electronic Arts is closing in on a nearly $50 billion deal to become a privately held company. You know what? EA, they might be learning. I mean, considering when it comes to Battlefield 6 and the next COD game, the fact that EA seems like the good guys is fucking bonkers. And then on top of the fact they actually might be doing something decent with this. You know what? Redemption can always come. I'm just saying, I'm not gonna say anything else. It's possible for everyone. I'm not gonna say EA is gonna become a good company overnight. Hell no. All right, let's not get crazy. However, is it possible? Well, if we go by the Bruce Wayne in BVS math, 1% chance, and take that as an absolute certainty, then maybe. But that's Bruce Wayne math, and that math is not good. But maybe this will be something. Liz, are you an EA fan? Are you a Sims fan?
I mean, I do have The Sims. I bought my laptop specifically so I could play The Sims, but I actually I'm not a gamer, so when I did actually attempt to play The Sims, my brain hurt and I couldn't figure out how to fucking do anything. So, good for them. I am aware of EA. I don't know what any of this shit means. I don't know what going private means in this world. So,
essentially, going private is essentially, I believe, it's not.
So they
it's
don't
not
have,
going to
a
be like a
corporate
public
overlord?
commodity of
Okay.
stocks and a board of directors. I believe that's
Okay.
a very simplistic thing. Obviously, if Dan were here, he'd have more to say about that.
You sure would.
But that's in simplistic terms, that's essentially what it means, which is possibly good because then you don't have to cater to stockholders and a board of directors for every fucking decision you make. So usually it's considered Steam. They've been a very good company and they've never gone public. And Gabe Newell is considered Nerd Jesus. So, it's essentially he's like one of the few CEO billionaires who's actually a decent human being. So we stand
for now.
we stand Gaben in this household. All right, we stand.
Okay.
Gaben. He's a good boy. So this could be good, could be bad. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. But it might mean something positive in the future. Let's hope. Sims 5, anybody? But speaking of other gaming companies, Nintendo of America President Doug Bowser to retire. So yes, the greatest named Nintendo of America president.
That cracks me up, dude.
But he was a video game executive for I think it was about 6 years. Now he's heading out of here. I think he succeeded Reggie, or the person who succeeded Reggie. I wasn't sure. But yep, Doug Bowser no longer here. What a shame. But yeah, good times. But Doug Bowser, we'll see you in the next life. But next up, Bluey, Ludwig, and Israeli Bad Boy among 2025 international Emmy nominees. A record 26 countries were represented among this year's nominees, announced by the International Academy of Television Arts and Sciences on Thursday. Obviously, we won't be getting into like every little thing, but congrats to all the nominees. I hope, hopefully, the best ones win and the worst ones lose. But Bluey is kind of the big, hey, Bluey, oh my God, everyone, fucking bending over for Bluey. So
I mean, Bluey's awesome. So
yeah, exactly. Thank you, M2G. But yeah, congrats to them. 5th Spartacus series sets stars release date. Spartacus House of Ashur asks, what if Ashur had lived? I'm just gonna say this: I didn't know that there was a 2nd, 3rd, nor 4th Spartacus series yet. There is now a 5th one. So I'm just gonna say this: y'all motherfuckers canceled Ash versus the Evil Dead after 3 seasons of their 5-season plans, but yet you can greenlight 5 Spartacus series. Frankly, stars, suck my dick. Fuck you. Eat my ass.
John, cook, babe. Go ahead.
Fuck
you.
You.
There it is.
There we go. But
there it is. Pete Davidson.
Liz talked about this before, but Pete Davidson predicts fans will turn on Walton Goggins, similar to Pedro Pascal.
The news I read for this and the news I read on my own, they get a little.
But yeah, and then a year later, he's like in everything now because he's hot and big, and everyone's like, "Go the fuck away, dude!" The former SNL actor set up Pascal's career. I don't think so because,
to be fair, Walton, I don't think anybody would classify as hot. He's just an outstanding actor.
To be
I have
fair,
met him.
although,
he's a beautiful human being.
To be fair, there are certain people that have said the ghoul from Fallout is hot. So, you know what, Liz? People are fucking weird. People find furries hot.
They also probably find Deadpool's ball sack dome to be attractive too. So okay.
Yeah, I mean, as the great Lily James said in the film yesterday, if Benedict Cumberbatch can become a sex symbol, anything is possible. So,
you know, he did look good in The Roses. I will say, he really did.
I mean, he still looks like a fucking alien to me.
He has no chin. It's bizarre.
Yeah, because
and he still can't say penguin.
I mean, he's English. He's probably half of his family's inbred. Anyway, so way to go for Pete Davidson.
With a last name like Cumberbatch, though, that is a fair assessment.
With Pete Davidson, one of the few Pete Davidson W's. But I don't think this is going to be the case with Walton Goggins, because Walton Goggins doesn't have the whole controversy of like liking to hug people and shit.
Also, Walton has been around for years. Walton was a director and a writer before he started really blowing up on TV shows. He was always kind of a side actor. He was always kind of a character actor or a supporting actor. He just happens to, like, something, I believe it was the start with Sons of Anarchy. Sons of Anarchy came, he blew that role out of the water, and now everybody's like, oh, we could use an unhinged dude that will literally go and do anything for their character. So here we are. I'm not mad about it. I don't agree with Pete, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so because again, Walton Goggins, as you said, he's been around for so fucking long.
So
and the thing is, he's
much
never
longer than
like
Pedro.
explode. Like he's not like the main like character in a Marvel movie. I mean, he was in a Marvel movie, but nobody fucking remembers that movie, and nobody remembers his role in said Marvel movie. So it's not like he's not in like Star Wars, a huge like video game adaptation, this, that, and the other. He's just usually, I mean, yeah, he's in White Lotus, he's in this, he's in that, but he's not like exploding in.
If y'all haven't
roles.
seen Righteous Gemstones yet on Max, I highly recommend it. Only 4
that.
seasons, and it is so entertaining. It is.
I know.
That's
I know.
the only word
Bradley
I can use to
Cooper
describe it.
was in an episode with like the Revolutionary War or something like that.
That episode, though, it really was completely unnecessary at the end of the day, and they never actually like really go back to it. But hey, Bradley Cooper. Was
but I've seen him in that makeup with the memes, like the
Baby Billy.
memes. Yeah, and then Jimmy the Rizzler Olsen also in that. But that was one of those shows. I'm like, hey, I should watch that, and I just never did.
John,
but now that it's ended, I'll go.
Wonderful. It's.
But
so
you know what?
great.
My October is about to be freed up, so I will hopefully.
Only 4
give it a watch.
seasons. Only 4 seasons.
That's true. But next up, Dwayne Johnson on Oscar Buzz, a presidential run and the Smashing Machine. I don't know if it's method, whatever it is, I went for it. Award circuit broadcast in this season premiere episode, the star of Benny Safdie's MMA drama talks about his first big swing into dramatic roles. I mean, good for him. Maybe out of all the people that could have knocked his gigantic ego off a pedestal, it was Benny Safdie. So maybe actually start doing real roles and don't be an asshole, and maybe good things will come.
I've got to say, I am really looking forward to this film. I like the trailer. I like what I watched the documentary about the beginnings of the MMA, so I know of his character of Mark, who he plays. I'm really looking forward to this. Yeah, I don't agree with everything that comes out of his mouth. I think a lot of the times he puts his foot in it, and he tries to seem, more professional than he really is. But I'm looking forward to it. I think really good things are going to come of it. So,
yeah. But in terms of presidential run, that's interesting. I mean, you know what? Anything's better than right now.
He's been talking about this for years, though. He's been talking about this ever since.
Fucking Kanye West said he was running for president, and look how that turned out.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. Good for him. Maybe. Glenn Powell says Tom Cruise was his first call for prosthetics advice in Chad Powers. He pointed us in the right direction. We thank Tom Cruise for that. But yeah, Les Grossman. Luckily, Dan isn't here to nut all over the camera. But yeah, very nice to see. He is definitely besties with Tom Cruise, and that's always nice to see. But I'm not gonna be watching the shit. But like,
no,
it's amusing. And Les Grossman, iconic. So, thoughts?
I wish this was a film and not a show, because I would definitely see it, but we'll see what happens.
Well, we're gonna see him in The Running Man soon, next month. So, yeah. Thanks, Glenn Powell. Anyway, that's it. We're done. There we go. Anyway, thanks for watching this side of the news. Well, we are going to be getting into DCU time, DCU Daily time, and it's time, it's DCU, yeah. But make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Gonna be getting into that soon enough, and so hold on to your butts. It's time to get fucking blessed.
It's another project that's been blessed from the beginning.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see
right there.
Hey, buddy, eyes up here.
Now you want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts.
Here we go.
Victory mine. Ask me how am I doing? I'm telling you, really, I'm doing sublime. I never wait in a stewardess line. I just go do it. I'm moving my time. Really had nothing to do with it. How am I moving? I'm moving like you want to shine. Follow my lead. Don't listen to lies. I had to put me all on the line. That's why I know that victory's mine.
I prefer Jared Leto. Hunka hunka.
Hello. Welcome to DCU Daily. I'm John. Nice to see all of you. We're here to talk about DC stuff. Not a lot of DC stuff, but we have a little bit to end the week. But here we are. We're gonna have a good time, right, Liz? We're gonna have
We
a
sure
good time
are.
here. What are you
Anytime with
excited?
you, Johnny, is a good time.
Well, I don't know about that, but what are you excited to talk about today, Liz? Excited to talk about anything specific in regards to DCU Daily?
I mean, I think we're only talking about Peacemaker, so yeah. Peacemaker.
Let's talk about Peacemaker, shall we? Let's get into the world of Peacemaker. So, well, the first thing we're going to be getting into is that apparently 3 DC podcasts are in the running for Signal Awards.
That's
so cool. High Volume Batman, DC Studio Showcase, and the Penguin Official Companion Podcast, not our podcast, guys. Tisk tisk.
Justice.
Tisk. But it's kind of funny how like James Gunn is literally on the Peacemaker one, and that didn't get nominated for anything. But High Volume Batman got nominated for scripted fiction, for best editing, music, sound design, and most innovative audio experience. All right, crazy. Then DC Showcase got nominated for best video podcast co-hosting. Guys, we're right here.
I mean,
come on, man. Right here.
And we're wearing like matching shirts today. Like
I gotta talk about this, Dan. We gotta weasel our way into this because you know
real.
We gotta get in on this shit.
We didn't even get nominated. What's that about?
Hello, Enterprising. But congrats, little jelly. But you know, congrats to all these wonderful people. I've heard that the DC Studio Showcase podcast is actually very, very entertaining. But I like the Peacemaker one. I'm sad that didn't get nominated. I gotta finish the one for the episode 6 companion episode. So yeah, hopefully. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing. But apparently, speaking of the episode 6 companion podcast, James Gunn was saying that he shot the Lex Luthor cameo in the middle of shooting Superman. Yeah, like the chances of David showing up as Supes have definitely jumped up. Yes. So obviously we'll see. I mean, James did say that this, even though it's not exactly homework, he did say that a lot of the stuff in Peacemaker will lead into Man of Tomorrow. But he was saying like there was a lot of people like how he said in the director's commentary for Superman, he was saying that a lot of the stuff for Peacemaker was essentially reusing a Superman set and reusing those actors. I mean, you have Rick Flag, but you also have the I think it was Secretary of Defense, I think in that movie was in that as well. You have Lex Luthor. So it's definitely a big chance of Superman coming in, whether it's Nazi Superman or regular Superman. So because I'd be really fucking curious, Superman. Especially for his range as an actor. I'd be really curious if David Corenswet could work as Overman because yeah, that could be interesting. What are your thoughts on this, Liz? Do you think David Corenswet as either Superman or Overman, which is Nazi Superman, could show up, or do you think? What do you think?
Nazi Superman hurts my heart. But yeah,
I mean, there's been commie Superman.
But you know what? It would make
Superman.
more sense to me in that world. It would make more sense. Whereas, like James Gunn has repeatedly said, like the Justice League's really not going to be a part of Peacemaker. I don't expect David Corenswet Superman to be a recurring character in Peacemaker. So that would make sense. We have like one episode where we see Nazi Superman. And then that's it. We never to be spoken of again. Just get that. Oh, okay, we did that. Yep, brush it aside. So that's that would make sense to me for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he shows up as Overman in a weird sort of way. But because there's an interesting. I'm just a little bit of a side tangent, but don't worry, it won't last terribly long. But the interesting part about a lot of Elseworld stories that feature quote unquote evil Superman, like Red Sun, Earth X, Superman if he was adopted by Darkseid, totalitarian Superman in like Injustice. There is like, or like Speeding Bullets, where like Superman like was found by the Waynes instead of by the Kents, and he essentially became Batman. So it's very interesting how like a lot of like Elseworld Superman stories, well, at least the ones that understand Superman, so maybe not Injustice, but the ones that really understand Superman, like those, all those stories end with Superman being Superman. So like even like the good thing about Red Sun, it shows that like deep down he was still raised by, I think it was Ukrainian farmers. I know he wasn't in Russia, but it was like it was like in one of the other like parts of the Soviet Union. Then he was raised by Eastern European farmers. So there was that, and then he was adopted by Darkseid, and like he eventually, you know, went against Darkseid. So there was that. So what I find interesting, like about all these adaptations, is like no matter what, Superman always becomes Superman. Like even at the end of Speeding Bullets, he's like, I need to become a symbol of hope, and not this like dark vengeance character like Batman. I need to become, you know, Superman. So there's a lot of interesting things in regards to that, because it shows that no matter what happens, like Superman is good. Like Overman in the comics has shown that he is remorseful of his actions. He doesn't want to be this like Nazi propaganda tool. He doesn't want to be this like being this evil being for this evil fascist like totalitarian dictatorship of Earth, you know? So there's this whole thing in regards to no matter what, even someone as evil as like Nazi Superman can feel remorse and want to be like, you know, want to be redeemed. He wants to do good, because that even in the worst, most darkest Superman stories, Superman wants to be good, because that is just the perseverance of goodness in Superman, that no matter what, he is good. And what I'm saying is that even someone like Overman, Nazi Superman, who has kind of weirdly redeemed himself in the comics, is still a better person than Dean Cain. So, you know,
Ooh.
I just yes, that entire side tangent was a joke about Dean Cain,
Yes,
and I'm
John.
not apologizing for it.
And we're not nominated for any awards? Come on. You're not going to get this kind of shit anywhere else, gang. That's all I know.
So, but it is that has happened. Like he's kind of like redeemed himself in the comic. So I'm just very curious how David Corenswet, if that is the case, if they do bring in Overman, if David Corenswet like shows his range as an actor and all that. So I'm very intrigued if they do go in that direction for Earth X or whatever Earth this is, that they're going to do that. So I'm very curious how they do that. So yeah, I'm intrigued with this. But if it's just like a Superman cameo to set up Man of Tomorrow, I'm like, okay, I get it, but like, but if it is Overman, I'm really intrigued with how they'll do that. So, but next up we have James Gunn breaking down episode 6, shocking twist. Well, not really shocking, because like 90% of the fan base called it, but it's still, you know, a nice twist. It's because here's the thing, and I said this yesterday, and I'll reiterate it for Liz here, but the good thing about a twist is the buildup of said twist, because sometimes if you rely too heavily on the twist, you do fail, because if it's all about the twist, then it sucks. But the fact that this show had a good buildup of episodes, even though we all knew the twist of like how they're going to show it, and you're still invested with the character motivations, the decisions, the plot line, the through line of everything else. So yeah, even when we get to the inevitable twist that a lot of people predicted, it just goes to show how good the writing is, how good the direction is, how good the acting is, that even with a twist that's predictable, we still care, because James Gunn made us care. because he's a good writer, because he cares about what he wants, his story, that even if we guess the twist, he's like, well, I'm going to keep this through line because I like this story and I'm going to write it well anyway. And, with all the crew and cast making that possible even more so shows that I think that this show has more than redeemed itself in my eyes. I'm not saying that season 1 was bad. I'm just saying season 1 was okay, but I think that relied more on the silly comedy aspects rather than the character aspects. But I think James Gunn doubled down on the great stuff that worked in season 1.
That's what that
here.
was. Yeah.
So we're gonna get into what he has to say. But James Gunn explained this. He said, we were really sensitive. One person I talked to a lot about it was obviously Daniel Brooks, because I wanted to make sure we were being sensitive to everything. We were really trying to be as careful as possible. I think we leave it at a pretty scary place for poor old Adebayo, who is being chased by a bunch of white people. Everyone else is in trouble as well. We've really backed them into a corner at the end of the episode. Yeah, that's in a script. That is what we call the dark night of the soul, where we're reaching the point of almost no return. So then when we get to the later parts of Act 2 into Act 3, then we'll see them where that goes. Either it goes on a further downturn or we get lifted up, and we'll see where that leaves us for the last 2 episodes. The Superman Helmer went on to say that everyone's a fucking Nazi. We find out everything next episode, and it is a crazy, crazy episode. This likely means we'll discover the parallel world's history, as well as where Judah Master, who is, of course, Asian, I think Vietnamese specifically, he said, ended up when he arrived on Earth X. So we have a really important moment for not only Peacemaker, but the entire DCU. Rick Flag, the head of Argus, strikes a deal basically with Lex Luthor in exchange for him finding where Peacemaker's portal might be. He's going to move him from a prison with metahumans to a prison with no metahumans, from Bel Rev, where they are now, to Van Cole. Now, I don't think I've ever heard of Van Cole in the comics. I know Bel Rev, but I don't think I know Van Cole. But there's one where Zod is his dad. Yes, that is Justice League Gods and Monsters. Kino fucking movie. Best Justice League movie we've ever gotten. This shot was creepy. Also, where the fuck is Judah Master? So that's going to be answered next episode. Damn it, I'm late. No, it's okay, Jalen. We're good. Oh my God. Hi, Liz. But Hosea, boom. Anyway, thank you, Hosea. But Gunn added that it's scary to think about Rick teaming up with Lex, especially as the former has his own agenda. What this is obviously remains to be seen, but he may want to enter the multiverse to find an alternate version of his fallen son. We'll get into that later, hopefully. With only 2 episodes left, more surprises are surely on the way. However, if Peacemaker Season 2 doesn't end with G.I. Robot to deal with the denizens of Earth X, consider us disappointed. I mean, we got to have our boy G.I. Robot sending Nazis back to hell. Come on, James Gunn. We gotta do that for our boy G.I. Robot. Now he's super mega, thick G.I. Robot. So, we'll see where that leads us. But next up here, it says James Gunn talking about the ending. He's like, by the way, so much of the talk is about that ending or that cameo or that vigilante situation. But what I love most in the episode is the interrogation scene. This is what I was talking about yesterday, is the interrogation room scene with John Cena and Jennifer Holland. I've never been prouder or more grateful of 2 actors in my life. To me, that what makes Peacemaker is the character struggle to love one another and be loved despite our obstacles, internal and external. I said this in my review yesterday, that this was easily the best moment of the best scene of the entire show. It's, yeah, sure, we're interested in Earth X, Nazis, and all that shit, but it's just like these 2 inherently fucked up and broken people trying so hard to be one with their feelings that they want to but can't because of the opportunities that were stripped away from them, or the opportunities that they were never given, or just kind of what Peacemaker was talking about before he went to the world with Adebayo. He's like, maybe I was intended to be before we found out it was Nazi world, but maybe I was supposed to be part of this better world. I was supposed to be part of this greener side of things, and it was taken away from me. And but this is an interesting thing in regards to what makes a hero versus an anti-hero argument is like a real hero doesn't want, you know, a reward for what they do. They do it because they believe in it. Like, this is why Superman is considered a hero and why Peacemaker in this case is considered an anti-hero, because Peacemaker is like, well, I saved the world. I stopped an alien invasion. I did all this shit and I can't even be part of this like secondhand Justice League. Come on, that's bullshit. I deserve something. But the fact that you're in your mind saying that you deserve a reward, deserve something, shows that you can't be that hero yet, because you still have a lot to learn, and you know, you have to be one with who you are. And that's why Superman's kind of better, because he, even though when the world hated him, thought he had a secret harem and was going to take over the world for Krypton, but he still did good anyway. That's why he's a hero and Peacemaker is not. So, you know, also hello, Elite Easy E, very nice to see you. When she said I'm a nightmare, I was pretty touched. I agree with that. I think Jennifer Holland was acting the hell out of that scene, and it shows that, you know, John Cena can act, guys. I know that a lot of people still don't think so, and frankly, they can suck my dick, because John Cena, I will say, I think Dave Bautista is still the better actor overall in terms of wrestlers turned actors, but John Cena,
you didn't see Afterburn, my friend.
Here's the thing. I think Dave Bautista is a great actor. He just has a horrible agent. I think that's the thing.
Yeah, no, I would tend to agree with that. Yeah.
Because the man, like, he's great in Dune, he's great in Blade Runner, he's great in Knock at the Cabin. He was really great in all those movies. It's just, bro, keeps doing shit like Stuber and Afterburn and Killer's Game. It's like, bro, you're better than this. Meanwhile, John Cena is just killing it right now. And yes, we'll be doing a Threads watch party to discuss this and everything else in the show this Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to do that, then hook up with your boy James Gunn. But yeah, awesome. Also, yeah. Quick thoughts on Afterburn. Rated out of 10.
Okay. First of all, solar flares. That's the entire premise of Afterburn. It is a dystopian future. Once the solar flare hits, it knocks out all of technology, sending humanity into absolute chaos. For some reason, Samuel L. Jackson and Dave Bautista are in London, but they're both Americans, and Samuel L. Jackson has become the new king of the country. I don't get that. And Dave Bautista is tasked as someone who goes and procures things that are apparently impossible to get. That's his relationship with
Red in Shawshank Redemption.
That's his relationship with Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson sends him on this mission because, again, we're trying to rebuild the country. So we're trying to collect all of the treasures throughout the world so that we can bring back some civilization to the world, to humanity at large. That's the premise. It's really bad, and none of it makes sense. And at the very end, so Dave says it's impossible. What the task he wants him to do, it's impossible. He has to cross borders. He has to go into France, which is now controlled by, I don't remember the dude's name, the guy from Game of Thrones, who was the wildling, the hot one. He is like a Stalin-esque type character, and it's very early Soviet Union vibes in France for some reason. So he controls France. Dave Bautista has to hide, has to sneak into France, go find this thing before our Game of Thrones gentleman does. It's the whole thing's real bad. The whole thing's real bad, you guys, and nothing makes sense. So again, it's the end of the world.
It's terrible.
It's terrible. Dave Bautista is promised a boat because that's what he wants. He wants a boat so he can sail into the Mediterranean or the Caribbean and just live in solitude with his dog on his boat. He accomplishes said mission, gets the boat, and he is carrying around 2 Stella Artois on the boat. So make that make sense. Make that make sense. Okay. That's all. Anyway, out of 10, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4.
Anyway, let's move on to bigger and better
Again,
things.
I
We
see
still
them so you
have
don't have to, you guys. Dave was great. Dave looked great. The action was it just, oh gosh.
Anyway, let's move
No.
on to actually good things with Peacemaker. Final thing we're talking about, Peacemaker Season 2's Earth. Spoiler explained, and the hint that's been hiding in the credits all this time.
Which we called, thank you.
Which we called, by the way.
You did, John.
So in last night's episode of Peacemaker, the truth about the parallel reality was revealed when we discovered that it's Earth X, also known as Earth 10, with the swastika on the American flag. But what exactly is this Nazi-filled world? What does it mean? So in the comics, it was introduced in 1973 by Len Wein and Dick Dillon. Guys named Wein and Dick. Perfect. The premise was pretty simple. Nazis won World War II, leaving only the freedom fighters to try and overthrow the Nazi regime and restore America to being the land of the free. But they did, and over the years, they've done certain stuff with this. But in the DCU, we don't know whether Peacemaker, Blue Dragon, or Captain Triumph are the world's only heroes. Still, an appearance from Overman would be a fun excuse, as I mentioned, for David Cornswell to play a very different version of the Man of Steel, kind of like what Tyler Hoechlin did in not Crisis. He wasn't in Crisis on Earth X, but it was Elseworlds. But James Gunn has said repeatedly that Peacemaker sets the stage for Man of Tomorrow. But how Lex Luthor earning his freedom seems the most likely possibility. But could that movie be a multiversal tale with Superman, Peacemaker, and Lex forced to fend off a Nazi invasion? Honestly, I would prefer Brainiac, but that could be a cool thing. That doesn't sound like the best of ideas, particularly as moviegoers have grown tired of alternate realities. That is true. We should, however, point out that in one recent iteration of Earth X, Brainiac serves the Nazi regime and is distributed among hundreds of drones which can operate independently or join together into large units. Perhaps that's how the villain becomes aware of the DCU. The best possible ending for Peacemaker Season 2 would surely be for our heroes to return home alongside Rick Flag Jr., who could be revealed as the leader of the Sons of Liberty, with Flag Sr. dispatching G.I. Robot to dispatch those Nazis. Time will tell, but following last night's 6th episode, it turns out the truth from about Earth X may have been staring us in the face all along, but
there it is.
Yeah, I fucking said it. And
scroll down, John. Scroll down.
You
scroll down, John.
I fucking called it. Crazy. And guess who fucking called it?
Scroll down.
I'm just saying.
Anyway.
And that too. I'm just saying that I think the Nazi salute was a little bit more, specific. But
agreed.
But good
and
stuff.
Yet we're not nominated for any awards. It's a crime.
Led Zeppelin never won a Grammy, so it happens. It happens. But yeah, I'm just saying. And Captain Triumph, I know that was a stretch, but hey, Triumph of the Will, it's the most known Nazi propaganda film of all time. So Captain Triumph, so it's a very different character from the comics, but it feeds into it all. Just saying. Anyway, but yeah, that's kind of it in regards to the DC news side of things. But we still have more to talk about. We have to talk about Adam Driver for Fancast Friday. So take a break, go take a pee break. We're going to be back 15-20 minutes. We're going to be talking about Adam Driver. We don't have as many choices, unless Dan included some in his own little thing. But he's going to be setting that up, and we're going to be talking about Adam Driver in the DCU to Elite Eazy-E's chagrin. But thank you for watching this side of DCU Daily. Cool. Yes, very much so, M2G. But make sure to like, make sure to comment, and make sure to subscribe.
And start nominating us for things. What the shit?
But yes, thank you, Enterprising. But actually, I almost forgot. Q&A. Q&A. We do have the Q&A. We have
Just kidding.
Yes. Sorry, I almost forgot because we haven't been doing it the past couple of weeks. That's my bad. But so we still have Q&A. So we'll do that real quick, and then we will get into. We do have 5 questions, but 5 comments, but we're getting into questions. But anyway, So Elite Easy, now known as Dark Elite Eric, the DC YouTube channel polled people on their favorite new Peacemaker Season 2 characters, and Flurry was blowing everyone else away. And honestly, it's Tim Meadows. Are you really surprised? Because it's like, who's going to win? Fucking PMSing Cyborg? Come on now. Our boy, Tim Meadows, and his wonderful bird blindness is going to... Yes, true that. But yes, of course. Lisa Flurry is pretty awesome. I just wish there was more of him. But I love how in this episode he was like, Rick Flag Sr. was like, I have to think about this. And then just Tim Meadows just sits down and like, and then Rick Flag is like, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? So yeah. Great to see. Loved Tim Meadows. Loved him as Caleb the Cannibal. I rewatched that because that was recommended on my YouTube. So I'm like, all right, I gotta rewatch Caleb the Cannibal. Although he prefers Caleb the Woodmaker, but that's beside the point. Then we have the man in charge of all his hot takes. He's like, by the way, I know my hot takes are pretty bad. That was the point. You're welcome, winky face. Yeah. Just take your Hawaiian pizza and get the fuck out of here. I'm just gonna say that.
I'm willing to try it. I've never had it.
It is. I'm rarely right about things. So when I am right, I will beat it into the ground until everyone wants to slap me in the face. But next one we have Main Man / the Lazarian. I miss you folks. Hope all is well. I'm just glad the cameo isn't a certain speedy, troubled DCU star. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I got it.
Oh, Ezra Miller, Flash, probably. Why do people compartmentalize awful behavior just because Zack Snyder cast them? I don't know. I have no idea. Sure. But turns out, Gal Gadot's a piece of shit. Ezra Miller's a piece of shit. Ben Affleck might be a piece of... Well, Ben Affleck is 100% a piece of shit. Ray Fisher doesn't have a career anymore, and Henry Cavill's the last one standing. So, oh well. But we miss you too, Main Man. I know you don't really.
Jason Momoa's all right.
Who's all right?
Jason Momoa.
Oh yeah, Jason Momoa's cool. Yeah, okay, I forgot about him. Everyone forgets Aquaman. I'm sorry, Jason Momoa. But now you're better. You are, in fact, the Lazarian. But yeah, shame, but that's the world we live in. But next is Monique Rupley. Thanks for taking on my hot take. Well, thank you for your hot take. Please, adds in some more hot takes for us to talk about. And then Nelson Moreno offering us not for Fancast Friday, but for Tier List Tuesday. The next tier list should be DC live action Lex, including TV shows. Well, I have not seen every TV show, so Liz would probably need to be added to that because I haven't seen everything. I've only seen
one, and it's not good.
Well, I mean, you've seen Gene Hackman.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Kevin Spacey, I assume.
Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking of
Jesse
the TV
Eisenberg.
shows. Thinking of the TV shows.
Jesse Eisenberg. Nicholas
okay, so
Hoult.
I've seen all of them. Yeah, I've seen all of them.
We've seen all the movie ones, but I haven't seen in terms of everybody else. I haven't seen John Shea. I haven't seen Michael Rosenbaum. I haven't seen whoever the fuck was on Superboy or the film serials from the 40s. And all that shit. So I don't know about that. It might be too big, but we might have to get rid of some people because we haven't seen all of them. But yeah, we'll keep that in mind. But now we're getting into the thank you for watching bit. We apologize. But yes, thank you for uploading those comments. We will try to do that more habitually in the weeks to come. But thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. Yes, John Cryer started out good, but then kind of teetered out. Also beating Keith and Red St. Wild. Yes, that is true. Thank you, Enterprising. But thanks for watching. We will see you for Fancast Friday in about 15 minutes. So get pumped. We're ready to talk about Adam Driver. Hopefully Elite Easy doesn't break his mind from watching it or something. I don't know. But blessed from the start and also blessed at the end. See you soon again.
It's another project that's been blessed from the beginning.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see
right there.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Now you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Here we go.
Victory mine. Ask me how am I doing? I'm telling you, really, I'm doing sublime. I never wait in the stewardess line. I just go do it. I'm moving my time. Really had nothing to do with it. How am I moving? I'm moving like you wanna shine. Follow my lead. Don't listen to lies. I had to put me all in the line. That's why I know that victory's mine.
I prefer Jared Leto. Hunka hunka!
Fuck Jeff Snyder.